everyone, what's up? It's Bill and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a great day so far. And if you're wondering why I look like some kind of weird Dolly Parton mashup thing today, well, all will be revealed very soon. But let's get into this video. Yep, we're going to talk about Bretman Rock because Bretman Rock went on the BFF podcast talking about Logan Paul. Now, he said that Logan Paul has got a really homophobic past. I honestly don't think that's any kind of surprise to any of us. I mean, if you are someone who's subscribed to my channel, if you watch this channel here, you know I don't often cover like the Paul brothers. Honestly, I think their behaviour in the past has been very kind of frat boy. Of course, there was all that controversy over Logan Paul and the suicide forest recently as well. If you don't know what that was, look up the suicide forest incident. I really don't want to get into that one because it's really dark and heavy. But there were allegations that that was all staged. Logan Paul made that whole incident up. At the time when that came out on YouTube, that was really shocking. But as I said, I'm not going to get into that one. So we're going to move on to the clip of Bretman Rock on the BFF podcast talking about Logan Paul.
I think he DM'd me once.
Shut up.
To be in his podcast, and I was like, not with your homophobic ass.
What?
And that's what I said.
Is he homophobic?
Yes, very much so. I don't know if he's homophobic now, but he's had homophobic past.
Got it.
We don't fuck with that, especially on motherfucking Pride Month, bitch. We don't do that.
No.
Are you a Lady Gaga fan?
Yeah, I'm a monster.
Dave's a monster.
Yeah, Dave's a big monster.
Best concert I ever went to, Lady Gaga, Pride Month at the Apollo in Harlem. It was fucking awesome.
Yes, David, you better.
Honestly, it really wouldn't shock me to find out that Logan Paul is a little bit homophobic. You know, I think a lot of Jake Paul's behaviour as well has been very kind of frat boy-like in the past. You know, I saw the documentary that Jake Paul had with Shane Dawson. Well, it was Shane Dawson's documentary. But Jake Paul was doing all this kind of really weird, you know, typical kind of mask behaviour stuff, you know, frat boy stuff. Like having a boxing ring in his house, riding around on these big bikes and everything, you know, and it's like, oh, you're just going to be like a disturbance to the neighbours or whatever, you know. And also there's allegations about Jake Paul doing things that aren't really great at all with girls, female fans, all this kind of stuff, you know. So to hear that one of the Paul brothers might be a little bit homophobic, I'm really not surprised. But I'm going to be moving on because Sensorium Beauty are about to come out with an eyeshadow palette, I think. Also, I think there are going to be a few more products because Alexis did say that she was going to be releasing 4 products. So if you don't know, Alexis Stone, drag queen who's just been on the cover of Attitude magazine. Alexis Stone, you know, never been on Drag Race or anything, but made it onto the cover of Attitude magazine and also has a beauty brand called Sensorium. So Sensorium Beauty, they launched their first product earlier on this year, which was the Brow Engineer. So that was this one. And now they're going to be launching, I think, an eyeshadow palette and a highlighter I've seen so far. I've heard there are a couple more products as well, but I'm not sure what those are going to be. I've only seen little teasers of an eyeshadow palette and also a highlighter that looked very kind of sparkly. I think talked about that in one of my previous videos.
So it's day 2 shooting. I just wanted to show you these shades. Little sneak peek. If you love the transformation palette I previously did, this is like that but on steroids. Insane. No filter.
So we have shot the last model for the brand new Sensorium campaign. It literally doesn't get any more diverse than what we've done, so I'm super proud of that. Now we move on to filming the YouTube video where we break down all the products and then we release it. So not long left.
Something else that I found recently, kind of tea-wise as well, is about Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Now, people have been talking about Shane Dawson recently because in one of Ryland's videos, Shane Dawson was seen throwing away all of his makeup except like the Jeffree Star makeup. He kept all the Jeffree Star stuff, made a little joke like, oh, well, Jeffree still sends me PR. So he kept all of the Jeffree Star products, threw away everything else or put it in boxes to donate. You know, so people are now saying, oh, well, Shane Dawson was clearly only in it for a cash grab. He was never really in it because he liked the beauty industry. I'm seeing a lot of that coming up, you know, but, you know, the Shane Glossing channel, we all know that went up ages ago when Jeffree and Shane were working on the collection, and Shane was going to have that channel, Shane Glossing, as like a beauty channel. But nothing ever came of it. There were never any beauty videos on there. So now Shane has gotten rid of all of his makeup apart from Jeffree Star stuff. But I actually found a clip on another podcast that was mentioning Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. It was on a podcast where Kimura Black was the guest on there. If you don't know, I mean, I'm sure you do, but Kimura Black from Drag Race Season 9 was on this podcast talking about Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and being featured in their series about the conspiracy palette, and also talking a lot about cancel culture.
So in 2019, you were included in the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star series on YouTube about the beauty community, and you kind of went on talking about like a brand trip that, you know, you had in that episode. So what was that experience like, being in that? Did you know about that before? Like, what was that whole thing?
Remind me what I did. I remember it, but I don't remember. I think they were doing it was like the palette release, right? Like their thing.
Yes.
And then they put, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I didn't know much about it. I didn't have a lot of notes or anything with that. What Shane and Jeffree were doing. You know, I was just a beauty guru. And I was obsessed with the palettes, and I was obsessed with the brand, and I was obsessed with it. That was really what it was. It wasn't anything for my inclusion. I did not get paid for that. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just, we were very mutual. Yeah. You can use what I have, you know, and that's what it is, you know? So I didn't even really know who Shane was, to be honest, until I saw that. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, because, you know, of course, Jeffree Star gets under fire, and, you know, a lot of these people in the beauty community do get under fire. And, you know, you still do makeup palettes and reviews and stuff with Jeffree's products. What do you say to people who say to you, like, why do you want to associate yourself with somebody who has a problematic past?
Here's the thing. I know we live in this world right now where cancel culture is like top priority, you know? People think cancel culture, well, one, I don't think cancel culture exists. I don't think it's called cancel. You can't cancel someone. I think I think cancel culture is another form of bullying. It's another form of you trying to be the right person to stand up for what's right, but I'm going to attack you. I'm going to bring you down. And I think anyone that supports that is probably the top of the pyramid of the worst person on social media. I think when you're attacking someone because of what they've done is so wrong versus educating someone or understanding the apology. Because if you're not going to sit here and give a person, let's say, one chance, then how are you any better than that person?
Well, I feel you on what you said, because I produced The Chop over with Latrice and Manila, and we had a whole conversation about with the Down Under contestant Scarlett Adams, who had, you know, she had previously done blackface and stuff, and Latrice had this whole conversation with her and basically was like, you know, we've gotten to a point where you can be brought up a certain way. You can be brought up in a culture of hating gay people or hating this or, you know, being racist because that's how you're brought up. And then you could do these things in the past, and then later on you move on from that. And when you move on from that, that stuff can still haunt you. Does that mean you're the same person from 8 years ago? No. But you can grow from it. Like you're always a product of your environment. So if your environment a long time ago was not the best, you probably have some shady stuff in your closet.
And
you know?
I'm a firm believer in, yes, there are really terrible people out there that are really just not on your page. I get that. But here's the thing, you guys. I always say we need to really love each other and grab who we can. And I truly think, you know, to go back to the Jeffree situation, I'm not going to speak for him. I think he's changed. I think, you know, he's still an ally. And I think we need allies and we need people that can do a lot for us.
Honestly, like, I'm all for what Kimura said there, because cancel culture is one thing, but when do we get to a point where, like, cancel culture or accountability culture is kind of too much? You know, I think it depends what the person has done as well. You know, if it's a really, really serious crime, like in the case of James Charles and sexting young guys, you know, which is a federal crime where James Charles lives. If it's a federal crime, I think, yeah, you know, perhaps you should have time off the internet. You know, Jeffree Star kind of slowed down on the internet, but then came back and is recently back now with a new launch. Honestly, I really am happy to see Jeffree back because I really like his products. I actually really like Jeffree and Shane, you know, Shane Dawson. I think they're great, you know, and people don't like it when I say that, you know, it's just my opinion, you know, you guys really don't have to agree with me, but, you know, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to just give my opinion on things when they come up. You know, this is my channel and that's what I'm going to do, you know. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, I hate Shane Dawson and I hate Jeffree Star, just because it might be popular to say that at the moment, you know. I'm going to be honest and say what I think about stuff. So for me, you know, is it time to forgive Jeffree Star? Yeah, absolutely. You know, Jeffree Star has been through it last year, 2020, with Shane Dawson when they both got cancelled. You know, I hate using that word because can you really cancel a person? You know, you're not going to kill them, are you? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you know, someone can go and spend time away from the internet, as Shane Dawson has done. You know, to me, that is the true meaning of like going off and sort of taking accountability for yourself, because Shane Dawson hasn't really been around at all on the internet until very recently. You know, we've seen the odd Instagram story here or there, but there's not really been anything like a full video from Shane. But he did put up a little IG story this morning and I caught that. He was talking about watching a horror film with Ryland and Ryland reacted to the film, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, honestly, I'm all for Shane Dawson coming back to the internet with a proper Shane Dawson video now. I hope he does, you know. Maybe he's still figuring out what he wants to do. I don't know. But last we heard, Shane was taking time out to focus on his mental health. So there's that.
Why?
Because that's the exact reason I don't like movies like that.
Why?
Don't record me, you fucking freak.
And then you've got Jeffree Star. Now, Jeffree Star recently launched his summer mystery boxes. And in these summer mystery boxes, there were these pink tickets where you could win like roller skates. I think there was like a pink gazebo garden set type thing. There was a beach cruiser bike. There was, what else was there? The pink roller skates, the beach cruiser bike. God, I feel like I'm on some kind of game show here. You know those game shows where you have to try and remember all the items on a conveyor belt in front of you before they disappear, and then if you get them wrong you lose all the money? Yeah, that's how I feel right now. So there was roller skates, there was like this garden set, there was the beach cruiser bike. Oh, a surfboard. Yeah. Woo! She got it. The surfboard. There was a huge pink Jeffree Star surfboard. I mean, what the fuck are you going to do with that if you live in England? Unless you live somewhere like Cornwall or somewhere where you can go to the beach and actually use the surfboard. I don't know. But anyway, I would be really down for the roller skates in those boxes. I haven't actually ordered one myself yet, but I did see a lot of the ones with clothing have sold out. So all of those have gone now. I think there was the Supreme Oh no, not the Supreme, because that's the one with the clothing. That's the one that's sold out. So I think there was like the deluxe and the mini, and maybe the premium were still for sale when I looked earlier. But all of the ones with clothing, gone, sold out. Jeffree came out and talked about it and said that they're still sending out the pink tickets in these mystery boxes so that you can still win the prizes. And there is also a draw online that you can jump into as well. So if you can't afford to or don't want to buy a mystery box, you can still enter this giveaway thing that he's got going on, which I think is cute. That's really cute.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, how are we? I just got word that yesterday we sent out the first few pink tickets in the mystery boxes. I'm so fucking excited to see who wins them. And then today we're sending out a few more. The shipping team is working so hard. They were working around the clock, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and they're back at it right now. So thousands and thousands of orders are going out. I'm so happy. And yeah, I'm still in Wyoming, of course, you guys. A lot of stuff to do out here, which I'll be updating you soon. I've been filming, it's been fucking crazy.
But what I thought was really, really cute is the actual palette that you get in the mystery boxes is a brand new one. It's a little, where is it, like a 9 shade mini palette. So it's like the mini Jawbreaker palette, little 9 shade mini palette. Now here's where I'm gonna say I am gonna put a spoiler in here. So if you haven't seen it already, or you don't want to see the inside of the new mini Jeffree Star palette, then either look away now or click off, because I'm going to pop in a screenshot, show you guys the shades that are in the palette. Now obviously I don't have the palette here. I got this from somebody's unboxing online. I really have forgotten the girl's name. What I'll do, I'll go and find her video and then link it down below. So I got the screenshot from a girl's unboxing. You can see it's all like blues, browns. It's got like a green metallic-y colour in there, it looks like. Honestly, when I saw this palette, I thought it was really cute. It's giving me a lot of like, kind of, I want to say Brokeback Mountain, and also Boys Don't Cry vibes, you know, with the kind of, you know, the denim and the sort of cowboy boots colours. It's got like earthy colours in there. I mean, you've got like the bright blue and stuff as well, which, like, you see I've done all like browns and blues today. You know, I'm trying to keep in with the theme. I've got my flannel, I've got my bandana. I don't actually have a cowboy hat, unfortunately. Sorry, but I don't have one. So I have had to do this. We're going country hair, flannel, bandana. You know, I'm trying to be in keeping with the whole cowboy, cowgirl theme that's going on. So, new palette, which comes inside the mystery boxes. I'm like, it's cool. It's really cute, you know. But this palette, if you don't get the mystery boxes, no worry, because this palette will be being released at a later date. Jeffree did come out and say that in IG stories before. So yeah, this palette, what it is giving me, it is giving me Brokeback Mountain. It is giving me Boys Don't Cry, which, if you've never seen the film Boys Don't Cry, why not?
What is the matter with you? I don't know. You are not a boy.
Honestly, like, for me, growing up queer, watching films like Brokeback Mountain and Boys Don't Cry were kind of essential viewing, honestly. Like, you know, you're growing up, you're queer, you don't know quite what you are, you're confused about your sexuality and sexual preferences, everything like that. So for me, watching films like Boys Don't Cry and Brokeback Mountain were just things that spoke to me, you know. What I want to say is, Boys Don't Cry, if you haven't seen it, if you like Brokeback Mountain, you will probably love Boys Don't Cry as well. Hilary Swank, Chloe Sevigny, hot Chloe Sevigny. I am like, yeah, major crush on her in this film. In this film, Boys Don't Cry. Chloe Sevigny. Yes. But it's a true story of somebody called Brandon Tina, who was actually an F2M trans man. So for me, this film was really important with me growing up, because there just weren't films that kind of really spoke to lesbians or people who thought they might be a trans man. You know, there weren't films like that that really spoke to people like me. So for me, as I now know, I'm a non-binary person, but for me growing up, this film was so important. So important. And honestly, like, it's very sad. You know, if you watch it, make sure you've got tissues. Make sure you've got tissues, because you will cry. And it is a true story as well. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about that film a little bit, because that was a film that I really loved growing up and still really love. It's just really important. You know, there aren't that many films that feature the story of F2M people, you know. So for me, it's important. It's a big one, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this little video right here. So I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Sorry it's been a little bit longer, but I hope that's okay. And I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a couple of days. Honestly, my mental health was just a bit crap the last few days, and I just really couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into doing makeup and wig and everything. But we're back now, so I'm going to say love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye, guys.